Hi everybody, my name is Tori and welcome to Southside Church Online. Maybe Southside has been your home for a while now, or maybe today is your first time with us. Regardless of your church experience, we're so glad you're here and we hope you feel welcome with us. I can't wait for what God has in store for us today. Let's head into the service.
When hope seems lost, I will believe. Through raging wars, you fight for peace. You have always made a way, a path of beauty you create. And I know your love is strong enough to meet me where I am. Hallelujah, you will never let me down. Oh, hallelujah, you will never let me down. Your hope runs through my veins. Your love, it paves the way. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. What lies ahead, I cannot see. I know your voice will carry me. Nothing can pull me from your hand. No power against your hope will stand. And I know your love is strong enough to meet me where I am. Hallelujah, you will never let me down. Oh, hallelujah, you will never let me down. Your hope runs through my veins. Your love, it paves the way. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Be the strength in us. Take hold. We want to live in your love. Let your hope be the strength in us. Take hold. We want to live in your love. Hallelujah, you will never let me down. Oh, hallelujah, you will never let me down. Your hope runs through my veins. Your love, it paves the way. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You will never let me down. Oh, hallelujah, you will never let me down. Your hope runs through my veins. Your love, it paves the way. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hi, my name is Jason Waite. I grew up on a family farm in Cloverdale and went to a small school with 60 kids from kindergarten to grade 7. Life was great. There was no hate or bullying. It just wasn't allowed, and all the kids knew that. As a small child, I knew about Jesus in ways that children do. I saw him as a good person that people loved. I went to Sunday school and I remember always feeling safe there. My life was pretty good until halfway through grade 7, when life started changing for me. My mom and dad moved us off the family farm. My new school had 600 kids. Right away I felt out of place, overwhelmed, and scared. After the summer of grade 7, I got picked on the very first day of school. I couldn't believe how grown up all the other kids seemed. They all had the clothes and stuff I could only dream of. I saw grade 8 kids smoking and I just thought to myself, how am I going to get through 5 years of this? Throughout the next few years of high school, I got bullied almost every day. One day, I fought back and I actually won. All of a sudden, I had gained respect from my peers and I had found a way to deal with my fear. I learned then that if I showed the world my anger and intimidation, that everything would be better for me. So that's the way I decided to live my life. Because of that decision, I began to hang out with crowds that were up to no good. I started smoking, fighting, got into drugs and alcohol, and gave up school. Once I dropped out of high school, I started drinking every day. I hung around with an older crowd that was into criminal activity. At that time of my life, being involved in something, anything, meant the world to me. I drove intoxicated every day, and looking back now, there's not a doubt in my mind that Jesus saved my life many times. I basically spent 20 years of my life drinking, doing drugs, seeking relationships, and involved in criminal activity. I was never satisfied. I always chose those things over the things in life that really matter. I hated being that way. But I just couldn't stop, despite failed relationships and losing my kids. The guilt and shame that I had over the things I had done to myself, my family, and others eventually drove me to the point of seriously considering taking my life. I did not believe in God. I had pushed everybody in my life that cared away from me, and I thought that the world would be better without me in it. One day, a friend of mine reached out who had gotten clean and sober herself. Through a 12-step program, I finally got down on my knees and surrendered myself to God. Then another friend of mine invited me to attend Southside with him that weekend. My first time at Southside, I couldn't believe how accepting and real everyone was. When I heard the worship team, I was overwhelmed with emotion. When I heard Pastor Mike speak, I couldn't believe how clear the message was coming through. The way that his words resonated with me was a feeling that I'd never felt before. It was amazing to me how similar our childhood experiences were. So many of his personal stories hit home with me, almost like he knew everything I'd gone through in my life, because he had experienced so many of those things himself. I remember Pastor Mike talking about Luke 15. Suppose one of you had 100 sheep and lost one. Wouldn't you leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the lost one until you found it? When found, you can be sure you would put it across your shoulders, rejoicing. And when you got home, call in your friends and neighbors saying, "Celebrate with me. I've found my lost sheep." Count on it. There's more joy in heaven over one sinner's rescued life than over 99 good people in no need of rescue. Inside, I knew that this parable was for me that day. Inside, I knew that I was the lost sheep. And then Pastor Mike asked if anybody was feeling like there was a darkness inside of them or praying for something to come back into their life. And I remember closing my eyes and raising my hand. I prayed my own prayer to Jesus that day. I asked him that if he could keep me sober, then I would try to live my life the way he wanted me to. It felt like a truck had been lifted off my shoulders. I felt free for the first time in my life. Tears just rolled down my face as I walked out of the sermon. As I walked out of there, people were saying, "See you next Sunday." And without hesitation, I was like, "See you next Sunday." And I've hardly missed a Sunday since. God is teaching me that it is possible to live a better life than I even thought. Because of God and Southside, I've been sober for 3 years now. Because of that, my 2 daughters that I haven't been able to see for 3 years came back into my life. It wasn't until this Father's Day, 3 years of being sober and surrendering myself to God, that I got to see my kids again. I know today that as long as I trust in Jesus, it's only going to get better. God has completely changed my life. I'm sober. I have a great girl that I'm going to marry. I have my kids back in my life and a new great group of friends and mentors. Today, God is number one in my life, and because of him, I know I can genuinely be excited for what the future holds. The best is yet to come.
All these pieces broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed but not forsaken. I've been set free. I've been set free. Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the failure, and you take our weakness. You say your treasure in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, and I'll be your vessel, the world to see your life in me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see it now. I can see the love in your eyes. Lay yourself down, raising up the broken to life. turned my face from heaven when I ran the other way, when I hid from your direction and embraced my selfish ways, when my life was filled with darkness and I thought I was alone. Even then your love pursued me, even then you called me home. Now I'm caught within your riptide as you draw me out to sea, into a never-ending ocean where your love runs wild for me. You pull me deeper, further into depths of love unknown. I can't outrun your presence. You will never let me go. Redeemer of my broken soul, healer of my scars, waves of unrelenting grace, your love is greater far. Redeemer of my broken soul, healer of my scars, waves of unrelenting grace, your love is great, your love is great, your love, oh God, greater than everything, stronger than every sin, my soul will sing. Your love, oh God, your love has set me free. You pursue me relentlessly. You never let me go. You never let me go.
Hi again, everyone. For anyone who missed it, my name is Tori, and it's a big honor that I get to welcome you to Southside Church Online. I hope that you're already learning and hearing from God today. Maybe a lyric in a song jumped out to you, or something in Jason's story reminded you of something in your own. I hope today has been a reminder that God loves you and sees you and has an amazing plan for your life. And we're not even at the sermon yet. We know that every week we have brand new people tuning in to church for the first time. If that's anyone listening to me right now, we are so glad you're here, and we have a welcome here gift for you. It's a no strings attached $5 Starbucks e-card, and all that you have to do is text hello to 604-670-3040. We'd love to buy you a coffee just to say thanks for joining us. Pastor Mike has been talking a lot about our upcoming For the City Service Day happening on August 8th. This year, our For the City event is happening here in Chilliwack, and for the first time ever, we're offering to partner with Southsiders in their cities, wherever that city may be. 150 Southsiders have already texted in to join us as we plan to make this our biggest For the City yet. We're making plans to bless people who feel alone and hopeless with tangible support in a new way this season, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. You can sign up right now by texting FTC to 604-670-3040 and follow the sign-up prompts. And if you'd like to partner with us financially as we as a church continue to innovate to bring more help, more hope, and more home to this city, today is an amazing day to start. Your generosity means more incredible days like For the City and more miraculous stories of life change like Jason's. I love going to your church, Southside. Now let's get ready for an amazing sermon from Pastor Mike in a new location. I can't wait.
It's rebuilding time. And here's what's crazy. We get to help. And the answer is really clear, isn't it? What are we rebuilding? Everything. We're rebuilding our world. If not us, who? And if not now, when? It's rebuilding them. And together, we get to help. Hey everybody, so how amazing is this? I'm standing here on the main mezzanine of the future home of Southside Church, just off of Vetter Road in South Sumas, under construction. Now, I mentioned under construction because we've turned our attention as a church over the last several weeks to this Old Testament book that's all about construction. It's the book of Nehemiah. It's rebuilding time. And so in week 1 of the series, we talked about the fact that if you want to be a rebuilder, you need to have empathy. So Nehemiah was living in Susa, 1,200 kilometers away from Jerusalem. rebuilding time. And here's what's crazy. We get to help. And the answer is really clear, isn't it? What are we rebuilding? Everything. We're rebuilding our world. If not us, who? And if not now, when? It's rebuilding time. And together, we get to help. Hey everybody, so how amazing is this? I'm standing here on the main mezzanine of the future home of Southside Church, just off of Vetter Road in South Sumas, under construction. Now, I mentioned under construction because we've turned our attention as a church over the last several weeks to this Old Testament book that's all about construction. It's the book of Nehemiah. It's rebuilding time. And so in week 1 of the series, we talked about the fact that if you want to be a rebuilder, you need to have empathy. So Nehemiah was living in Susa, 1,200 kilometers away from Jerusalem, but he saw that the walls of the city were down. He saw the people of the city, and he said, man, those are my people, and that's my city, so this is personal, and I'm going to help. And it makes me think about you and me, because we look around the world today, and we see for so many people, their emotional walls are down, and their spiritual walls are down. And we look in our neighborhoods, and we look in our cities, and we say, these are our people. So for us, it's personal, and we're going to help. So number 1, you need empathy. And in week 2, we talked about the fact you also need courage, that Nehemiah had the courage to start. He wanted to do something even though he knew he couldn't fix everything. So he got permission from his boss, King Artaxerxes, to travel to Jerusalem and rebuild those walls. And then last week, we talked about the fact that not only do you need empathy, not only do you need courage, but you also need a team. There's something really extraordinary that happens in life. Like for each one of us individually, we have to make the decision on our own that we're going to step up and be a part of the solution. And as soon as we make that decision, we realize that even though we made the decision on our own, we can't make the impact that we were meant to make on our own. So the way that I've said it a few times is that it's rebuilding time, and together we're going to help, because if we don't pull together, we'll be no help at all. So today we continue our journey through the book of Nehemiah, chapter 4, starting at verse 1. Listen to this. When Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, he became angry and was greatly incensed. He ridiculed the Jews, and in the presence of his associates and the army of Samaria, he said, "What are those feeble Jews doing? Will they restore their wall? Will they offer sacrifices? Will they finish in a day? Can they bring the stones back to life from those heaps of rubble, burned as they are?" Tobiah the Ammonite, who was like Sanballat's right-hand man, who was at his side, said, "What are they building? Even a fox climbing up on it would break down their wall of stones." So this is like Old Testament trash talk. It's amazing. So Nehemiah responded, "Your face is broken down." No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. But the people of Jerusalem, they prayed and they continued their work, even after this Old Testament trash talk. It says this, "So we rebuilt the wall till all of it reached half its height, for the people worked with all their heart. But when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, the Ammonites, and the people of Ashdod heard that the repair to Jerusalem's walls had gone ahead and that the gaps were being closed, they were very angry. They all plotted together to come and fight against Jerusalem and stir up trouble against it. But we prayed to our God and posted a guard day and night to meet this threat. Meanwhile, the people in Judah said, 'The strength of the laborers is giving out, and there is so much trouble that we cannot rebuild the wall.'" So we kind of have this pivotal moment. The people of Jerusalem are exhausted, they're discouraged, they're demoralized, and they're becoming intimidated by this constant opposition. And this is where a leader needs to step up, which is exactly what Nehemiah does. "Therefore," Nehemiah says, "I stationed some of the people behind the lowest points of the wall at the exposed places, posting them by families with their swords, spears, and bows. After I looked things over, I stood up and said to the nobles, the officials, and the rest of the people," this is one of the greatest speeches in history. It's short, but it's so powerful. Listen to this. "Don't be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome, and fight for your families, fight for your sons, fight for your daughters, your wives, and your homes." Incredible. Nehemiah talks about the how and he talks about the why. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to remember our God who is great and awesome. And why are we going to do it? Nehemiah says, fight. Fight for everything that you hold dear. Fight for your wife. Fight for your husband. Fight for your son. Fight for your daughter. Fight for your mom. Fight for your dad. And it got me thinking about you and me. What's our how and what's our why? Just this week, I was listening to a speech on YouTube. And this guy talked about the fact that the first time he ever went on an airplane, he went into the bathroom of the airplane. Well, here's a fun fact, by the way, now that I mentioned that. I've never actually used a bathroom in an airplane. Not once in my entire life. I just don't want to. I don't know what it is, actually. Maybe I'm scared that like the person who used it before me, there was turbulence or something like that. I don't want to go in there. I just thought you might want to know that. I'm not saying I never will. I'm going to do my best not to ever use the bathroom in an airplane, but I never have. But anyways, this guy, the very first time he was on an airplane, you didn't really want me to tell you that, but I did. It's too late, okay? So he goes in and he sees the sign in the bathroom, and this is what it says. Leave this place better than you found it. That's it. That's our why. That's who we are. If you ask me to combine our how and our why in one statement, this is how I would say it. It was God's idea to put us here at this profound moment of human history because he loves us and he loves this world. So he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this place better than we found it. That's it. It was God's idea to put us here right in this profound moment of human history because he loves us and he loves this world. And so he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this world, to leave this place better than we found it. It's like the mission of Nehemiah. That's our how and that's our why. Really interesting though, if you read through the book of Nehemiah, what you'll find is that you'll find one verse dedicated to Nehemiah's passion. You'll find 6 verses dedicated to Nehemiah's prayer. You'll find 11 verses dedicated to Nehemiah's preparation. And listen to this. Starting with chapter 4, verse 1, you find 3 entire chapters focused on Nehemiah's opposition. I want you to hear this again because I think it's important. If you want to write this down, if you want to push pause for a second and write this down, maybe you should. Listen. It's God's idea that you're here. It's God's idea that you're here right in this profound moment in human history because he loves you and he loves the world. So he strengthens you and he sends you to leave this place better than you found it. You understand that applies to every area of our life, right? So for me, it would apply to my marriage. I want Corinne to be better off because she was married to me than without me. It applies to my family. I want my kids to be better because of me. If you're an employer, it applies to you. That your employees would be better off because of you. If you're an employee, it applies to you that your employer would be better off because of you. It applies to my friends, man. I want my friends to be better because they knew me. It applies to the way that I look after this body. I want this body to be better off because of the things that I chose to eat and the exercises that I chose to do. It applies to the way that we treat the environment. I want this world, I want this planet to be better off because I was here. I want to leave it better than I found it. And it applies to us as a church. Listen. It was God's idea to place us here, right in this profound moment of human history, because he loves us and he loves this world. And so he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this place better than we found it. But anytime you stand up with a mission like this, you will face opposition. And I think it's kind of important in this world that we live in to kind of define opposition a little bit, right? Like opposition isn't everyone who disagrees with you. We live in a cancel culture today. where everyone who disagrees with me, I automatically can label a hater. I'm not necessarily talking about that. Last week, I introduced the fact to you that we need to really try to have people in our lives that offer us unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support. See, unconditional love means this: they wish you well. Unwavering faith means they call out and celebrate your potential. And unshakable support means they're on your team. That your mission is their mission. In other words, they too believe that it was God's idea to place them here right at this profound moment of human history. And he loves us. And he loves this world. So he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this place better than we found it. And so if you have someone in your life that has unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support, and they disagree with one of your methods, not your mission, but they disagree with one of your methods, that doesn't mean that they are opposition. But anytime you stand for a mission such as this, you will face actual opposition. In other words, there will be people that you will run into that do not wish you well, they wish you ill. They're not looking to call out and celebrate your potential. They're looking to minimize and belittle it. And they're not on your team. That might seem hard to believe and discouraging to you, but just read through the book of Nehemiah. Let me paraphrase a quote by Aristotle. He said it this way: the only way to eliminate opposition is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. In other words, if we're going to leave this place better than we found it, we're going to have to decide, how are we going to deal with opposition? And I really actually think there's only three alternatives. Number one, we run from it. Number two, we run to it. Number three, we run through it. We can run from it, we can run to it, or we can run through it. So number one, we could run from it. So let's imagine that that's the alternative that Nehemiah would have chosen. This is how the book of Nehemiah would have gone. Would have gone like this. So I got everyone together and we started building the wall. Then Sanballat and Tobiah showed up and made fun of us. So I went back to Susa, the end. You say, well, that's not a really good book, Mike. I agree, you're right. Well, it's not a really good story. I agree. But here's the thing. It sounds a little bit like the story that you've been telling. It sounds a little bit like the story that you've been telling with your life, because there are so many of us who continually run from opposition. I'm not making fun of you. It can happen for a few different reasons. Number one, maybe there have been times in your life that you look back on where everything was always your fault. You were always wrong. You were always making mistakes. You were always getting into trouble. Man, I can relate. There's been so many times in my life where it was always my fault. I remember being in high school. Man, every time I heard the PA system engage in high school, do you know what I mean? Like, before anyone talks, there's this click and you know someone's about to speak. And as soon as I would hear the PA engage, my heart would start to pound and my stomach would be in knots, because I was sure that the next words on the PA would be this: Mike Manis to the office, please. Mike Manis to the office. Well, maybe that's a little bit like you. Like, you're always assuming you're in trouble. You're always assuming that you're wrong. And you've carried that pattern from those days into these days. And so when anyone comes to you and says, I disagree, you assume that they're right and you're wrong. The second reason you might be running from opposition is because you're someone who, you just want peace. You're a peacekeeper. And you don't like it when people are angry. And so you're not a weak person, but you can be bullied. Let me say that again. You're not a weak person, but you can be bullied because you don't want someone upset with you. And when someone comes at you to oppose you, you move away because you just don't want the trouble. And the third reason you might be running from opposition is because you're tired. Let's just imagine for a second. Let's imagine that it was like, I don't know, July 12th, 2020. And let's say we've had quite a year. And let's say there's been so many twists and so many turns and so many obstacles and so many challenges and so many curveballs. You get to a point in your life sometimes where you're just so tired and you don't want to deal with it. But the problem with doing that, when you set out and you understand that it was God's idea to put you here in this profound moment of human history, to strengthen you and to send you, to leave this place better than you found it. The problem with running from opposition is actually, you're not wrong, they're wrong. You're not wrong, they're wrong. So can I talk to you about Sanballat? Because Sanballat is the most persistent opponent in the book of Nehemiah. So let me tell you a little bit about something that maybe you didn't know about Sanballat. Sanballat is on track to become the next satrap of the province of Samaria. In other words, to put it a different way, he's about to become king of Samaria under the authority of the Persian Empire. Okay, and so for Sanballat and the Sumerians, it was just kind of catchy, actually. But for Sanballat and the Sumerians, that's really catchy. Okay, but for them, okay, it was really good for them to deal with the Jerusalem with the walls down. Because they could walk through anytime they wanted. They could take whatever they wanted. They could steal whatever they wanted. They could intimidate whoever they wanted. They could manipulate whoever they wanted. And for Sanballat, looking to become the next king in the province of Samaria, what a Jerusalem with no walls meant to him, what it meant was his authority and his influence and his power would not just be contained to the province of Samaria, it would include Jerusalem. You get what I'm saying? Because think about it. If it was just a joke to Sanballat, why the first thing we read about him is what? He's angry. What are you, you're telling jokes, Sanballat. What are you angry about? And then it says he's incensed. What are you incensed about? Oh, no, it's not about Nehemiah's wall. It's about Sanballat's greed. So I want to suggest to you that for some of the people that are opposing you in your life right now, you're not wrong, they're wrong. For some of them, it's just their greed. You threaten their greed somehow. For some of them, they're jealous, right? They've fallen into this weird lie called the scarcity lie, which just says God only has so much blessing, and if he blesses that person, he can't bless me. So they're jealous. They oppose you because they're jealous. Maybe they're just miserable people. And even without trying, they just have this gift of making other people miserable. Maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe at one point in their life, somebody gossiped to them about you, and they've decided on principle, even though they've never really gotten to know you, they've decided on principle that they just want to oppose you. See, you're not wrong, they're wrong. You know what else can actually happen? What can actually happen is you might have somebody who looks at you with unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support. But they might have an issue that causes them to maybe not oppose you, but to recommend against what you're trying to do. I'll give you one example. When I was thinking about becoming a pastor, my mom, who I love so much, and who definitely gives me unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support. Amazing. Could never ask for a better mom than my mom. When I was thinking about becoming a pastor, she didn't come right out and say, don't do it. This is what she did. She asked me about 17 times, are you sure? Are you sure? And the reason is because she had seen a number of pastors get hurt real bad. You understand now? I love my mom and her intentions were great, but in that moment, whose issue was it? It wasn't really my issue, it was her issue. And so earlier I said, you need to have some people in your life that give you unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support. And you need to have a small group who you run your mission by. Like for me, I have 4 main people in my life right now. Number 1 is my wife, Corinne. She's my best friend and one of the wisest people I know. And then I have the 3 overseers of this church, Mike Heppel, George Franco, and Carson Pugh. Incredibly gifted leaders who love Jesus and love me. And so when I go to them, and by the way, I would suggest you have about 3, 4, probably no more than 5, because if you have more than 5 people in your life like that, you can get to paralysis by analysis. It can be too much. But you have some people in your life you can run stuff by, and if you run it by them and you know that you're moving forward in your mission, when opposition comes your way, don't run from it. Because you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They're wrong. Okay, so number 1, we can deal with opposition by running from it, but we're not going to do that because we're not wrong, they're wrong. The second thing we can do is we can run to it. We can run to it. So I want to tell you how the book of Nehemiah would have gone if Nehemiah had run to the opposition, okay? So Nehemiah says, I got a team together. We started rebuilding the wall. And then Sanballat and Tobiah showed up and started trash talking them. So I assembled my team together again. And I said, hey guys, new plan. Instead of building the wall, we're going to go slaughter Sanballat and the Sumerians. And so we did that. And I went home. The end. You say, well, that's not much of a story. I know. It's one of the reasons, by the way, that I tell my kids, road rage is stupid. Road rage is stupid. Because when you get involved in road rage, you might run into somebody a little bit like young adult Mike Maness, which you don't want to. So I remember myself at about 19 years old. I'd be driving on my way to a class at Red Deer College. Let's say it was a Cold War history, okay? Important class for me, right? Because I was a history major. So I needed to do well. So I'm driving on my way to my Cold War history class. Let's say we're talking that day about the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? Kennedy, Khrushchev, nuclear brinkmanship in Central America. So exciting. Man, that's exciting. But anyways, okay. So I'm driving on my way and I got to get there. I got to learn. I got to grow. I got to raise my GPA. That's my mission. That's what I got to do. Okay. But let's say on my way there that a guy honks his horn at me and flips me the bird. So this is what 19-year-old Mike Maness would have done in that moment. He would have said, new mission for the day. I will not go to class. What I will do instead is I will make this person's life a living nightmare for the foreseeable future, right? So instead of learning about nuclear brinkmanship in Central America, I will practice vehicular brinkmanship in Central Alberta, okay? So what I would do is I would follow the person around, try to get them to pull over so that I could beat them up, or I would try to run them off the road, or just basically follow them around and be annoying for as long as I could. Okay, so did I win? No, because I didn't get to class. I didn't learn and I didn't grow and I didn't raise my GPA. Well, did the person who flipped me the bird win? Oh no, they definitely didn't win. So it was a lose-lose. So that's a pretty funny example, Mike. It's pretty weird. Yeah, I know. So why do you think so much about the things that people say about you? Why do you care so much? Why do you talk about it so much? Why do you relive it over and over and over again so much? Why do you let them rattle you so much? Because this is what I think happens to you. You got this mission in life, man. You want to leave this place better than you found it. I love it. Me too. And you're going along, and next thing you know, something happens, and now you're headed this way. But we're going that way. Like this is where we're headed. We can't turn left. Because a lose-lose doesn't equal a win. Do you understand? So there's really three ways you can deal with opposition. Number one, you can run from it, but you shouldn't because you're not wrong, they're wrong. Number two, you can run to it, but you shouldn't because a lose-lose does not equal a win. Or number three, you can run through it. So how would the book of Nehemiah have played out if Nehemiah had run through the opposition? I'm glad you asked because he did. So I'll read it for you. From that day on, half of my men did the work while the other half were equipped with spears, shields, bows, and armor. The officers posted themselves behind all of the people of Judah, now listen, who were building the wall. Those who carried materials did their work with one hand and held a weapon in the other. That's it. Run through it. Run through it. A sword in one hand and a trowel in another. I was thinking a lot about that this week, man. Like maybe you're fighting for your marriage. Well, you got a bouquet of flowers in one hand and a sword in the other. Maybe you're fighting for your family, right? Well, that's awesome because you got a calendar in one hand and a sword in the other. The calendar to make sure you prioritize your time. Man, maybe you're a basketball coach and you want to leave those players better than you found it. You got a sword in one hand and a whistle in the other, right? Maybe you're a teacher and you want to make sure those students are better off because they met you. You got a piece of chalk. People, let's just say that you still have blackboards, okay? A piece of chalk in one hand and a sword in the other, because anything that you do worthwhile is going to bring opposition. You don't run from it. You don't run to it, but you do run through it. The main thing is still the main thing. We're still moving forward. We're going to be opposed, but we're going to still keep moving. I love the way Proverbs 24 verse 10 says it. If you falter in a time of trouble, how small is your strength? The Message says it this way. if you fall to pieces in a crisis, there wasn't much to you in the first place. This mission, it's incredible. Like it was God's idea to put us here in this profound moment of human history, because he loves us and he loves this world. And so he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this place better than we found it. And I'm telling you, because of that, we are going to face opposition. We're not going to run from it. We're not going to run to it, but we're going to run through it. And I just want to stop there for a second, and I want to say how proud I am of this church. How absolutely proud I am of the way that we've handled these last 6 months. It's incredible. Like, I know this was the first day that I probably ever gave you this phrase. But God placed us here. It was his idea to put us here in this profound moment of history. Because he loves us and he loves our world. And so he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this place better than we found it. And you know what I've watched us do over the last 6 months? Run through opposition over and over and over again. There's been so many obstacles and so many challenges and so many difficult times. And I've just watched this church. You know, one of the things that we've been saying is, if not us, who? If not now, when? And I love that. We're going to leave this place better than we found it. Can you believe it? He trusted us to be alive right now. It's incredible. And so what's our plan? Our plan is that we're going to continue to bring more help, more hope, and more home. More help. Because we know that we can't fix everything, but we can do something. We can do something. We can do something. When God brings something to our attention, we can do something about it. And that's what we've been doing. And that's why I'm going to ask you again. If you haven't signed up for August 8th for this city, could you please do that? That's just a one-day event where we're all going to try to come together. Whether you're in this city or in Sacramento or Houston or around the world, we want to team up with you. We want to be for your city too. But would you sign up? Our record for the most people ever involved is like 310. Let's blow that out of the water this year. We're going to get inventive. We're going to get imaginative. We're going to do some amazing things. We can't fix everything, but on August 8th, again, we're going to remind ourselves that we can always do something, more help. And we keep bringing more hope because Jesus is the answer, right? Hope has a name, and his name is Jesus. And he changes history. And the amazing thing is how does he do it? One life, one story at a time. Do you get it? If we want to leave this place better, here's how it happens. He gets a hold of one person and he makes them better, and then they make others better, and that's how history changes. And that's the message of Jesus. That's what he does. That's the gospel. He changes our past, he changes our present, he changes our future, he changes our eternity. So we keep preaching the gospel. And that's why I want to ask you, even today, can you consider sharing this message, inviting people to be a part of the next service? Because we all face opposition and we all need to learn it. That we don't run from it, we don't run to it, but we run through opposition if we really want to make a difference. But we just want to bring more help and more hope, and finally we want to bring more home. What does that look like? I think it looks like a place, like a church, like a people who offer unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support to a world that desperately needs it. Unconditional love from God and his people, unwavering faith from God and his people, and unshakable support from God and his people. And that's what we've been doing. I had someone ask me the other day, man, isn't it weird timing that we're building a facility right in the middle of COVID? Like, what are we gonna do? That's a great question. So I've been thinking about it a little bit. We're right in the middle of COVID. What should we do? What should we do? I got it. It just hit me. This is what we should do. Let's build a building. Now, this is a great idea. You're gonna love it. Let's build a building. And as we build the building, let's make sure that it's a place of unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support. Let's do that. It says, yeah, but there's lockdowns and everything's unpredictable. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's really true. So what should we do? I got it. Here's what we should do. Despite the lockdowns and the uncertainty, here's what we should do. Let's build a building and let's anoint it to be a place of unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support for every single person who ever walks through the doors ever, and for every single person who ever watches a broadcast out of this brand new broadcast facility ever. Let's do that. Let's do that. We've been running through opposition. I was gonna say I'm so surprised, I'm not, but I am impressed. I'm impressed, Southside. I'm impressed. For everyone who's been serving, thank you. I'm not surprised, but I'm impressed. For everybody who's been praying, thank you. I'm not really surprised that you have been, but I'm impressed. For everyone who's been giving, and I'm not really surprised, but I'm so impressed. And for everybody who's been inviting and just a part of this journey, whether you just started attending Southside online or whether you've been coming for years, I'm not surprised, but I am impressed. I am impressed. So here's what I think. I think I know what our why and our how is. We always remember that it was God's idea to put us here, right in this profound moment of human history, because he loves us and he loves our world. And so he strengthens us and he sends us to leave this place, to leave this world, to leave history better than we found it. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you so much for today. Thank you for your amazing why and your amazing how, knowing that you are with us every single step of the way, today, tomorrow, and forever. And Jesus, I know even as I pray that there's some people here who are joining us today and they're thinking, man, I need to be better. I need to be changed. And I want to say to you right now, just for a second, man, if you've never invited Jesus Christ into your life, this would be a great day to do it. If you want your marriage to be better, the first way is to allow Jesus to make you better from the inside out. If you want your family to be better, the best way to do that is to allow Jesus to make you better from the inside out. He came for you. He died for you. He rose again for you to change you, to save you. So if you've never invited Jesus into your life, I want to ask you to do that right now. So just pray along with me. Jesus, forgive my sins. Thank you for a clean slate. Give me the strength. Give me the strength to live the life that you've created me to live. You placed me here in this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm thankful that you are with me today, tomorrow, and forever. God, I pray all this in your name. Amen. Hey, by the way, if you just invited Jesus into your life, I'm so stoked. I'm stoked anyways today. I'm in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. I am having so much fun today, but I'm so stoked that you chose to make Jesus a part of your life. So can you do me a favor? Can you please text the keyword LIFE, L-I-F-E, to 604-670-3040. We don't want to stalk you, but you better believe we want to support you. We want to help you journey on this mission, to leave this place better than we found it, to live the life, to live the mission that we were created to live. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me from South Sumas and Vetter Road. I love you, and we'll see you next week.
Unconditional love, unwavering faith, and unshakable support. I'm praying that these three characteristics will not only define the man that I am, but they'll also serve as a challenge and a reminder for us to be the type of church that God is calling us to be. Days like For This City are a perfect example of us embodying this type of church, and also an amazing opportunity for us to rise to that challenge. As a church, we're committing $35,000 to For This City on Saturday, August 8th. That means more Sunshine Fund boxes delivered, filled with thousands of dollars of gift cards for families of people struggling with critical illnesses. That also means basic food necessities and back to school supplies packed for the students of Chehalis School. A lot of them live below the poverty line and quite literally might not be able to eat right now if it wasn't for the generous donations of the Southside family. $35,000 combined with our goal to see more participation in For This City than we've ever had before. This means our biggest opportunity to wash cars and give out free gas cards to senior citizens and single parents in our community. It means basic needs and brand new diaper bags for moms in critical situations at the Pregnancy Care Center and the Chilliwack General Hospital. Right now, we have 10 initiatives to announce and outline in this season for here in Chilliwack and around the world. Some are ones we've done before, changed and amplified a little for this unique season that we're living in, and some are actually brand new and very exciting. You can look forward to learning more about these and how to register for these individual initiatives next week. But for today, I want to invite you to join me in doing two things. One is simply to say yes for This City. Clear your schedule from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, August 8th, and text us FTC right now to let us know that we can expect you there. And two, can you please just join me in committing to give to Southside Church? Maybe it's a one-time thing for you, or maybe today is the day when you want to make regular giving to bring more help, hope, and home to our city and the world, a part of your day-to-day life. Regardless of your gift today, know that when you give, you're helping fund incredible and life-changing days like For This City. And I don't know if we'll ever be able to measure or see the impact of days like this on this side of eternity. To see how you can give today, text GIVE to 604-670-3040 or visit our website for all our online giving options. There's no mission like this mission, and I'm pumped to serve and give alongside all of you. Take care, guys, and we'll see you back next week.